Thank you for joining me for another prompt for our community. This is the staircase of disappearing steps. And if that sounds intriguing but a little vague, well, it was also my reaction to this prompt when I read it. But that's half the fun in writing a story, isn't it? Figuring out what exactly a staircase of disappearing steps could be. I think the idea itself is quite a nice one. Really poetic, even. So here's my attempt at fleshing it out into a longer form with a bit more detail. Give me a wave if you like where I took it, and let me know in the comments what you imagined when you read the prompt. The first time the dream started, she woke up, not because she dreamed she was falling, not because she tripped over her own feet or the cat or the dog, but just because she was dreaming. She wasn't falling. The stairs simply vanished beneath her. One moment she was there, climbing steadily upwards, each step solid beneath her feet. And then, in the next moment, there was nothing underneath her anymore. She kept climbing, though that much she remembered. She never stopped. When she woke up in the middle of the night, sheets tangled around her legs. She felt confused. Why did she keep climbing when there was no staircase left? What was she reaching for? Had she fallen? Had that been the dream? No, she hadn't fallen. That wasn't a dream. That had been real. And yet, she couldn't remember ever waking up in the middle of the night before. Couldn't remember ever having woken up. She tried to get back to sleep, but something kept her awake now. Some inexplicable dread of what might happen if she closed her eyes again, of what she might reach if she climbed those stairs all the way to the top. For a long time, she lay there, listening to the soft snores of the man beside her, wondering if he, too, sometimes woke up in the middle of the night because of his dreams. Did he have a nightmare and not know it? Did his subconscious keep him awake because he didn't want to fall? Or did he fall because he didn't want to wake up? When the morning light finally seeped through the curtains, painting stripes across her eyelids, she knew she wouldn't sleep again. And when he left for work, she made herself a cup of tea and sat down at the windowsill. Outside, the sky was a soft blue. Birds sang, children laughed, playing hopscotch on the sidewalk below. The world stretched before her, limitless, full of possibility. And for a moment, she wanted to reach out and touch that possibility, to grasp it and hold it close. But then, she looked down at her hands, resting on her knees, the same hands that had climbed the stairs. She recognized the trembling in her fingertips, the slight pallor under her skin. When she got dressed that morning, she caught sight of herself in the mirror. Her face was drained of color. There were dark circles under her eyes. She wondered how many nights it had been since she'd slept properly. How many nights had she spent climbing those stairs that disappeared beneath her feet? She went to work, but her mind wasn't focused on the task at hand. It kept drifting back to the stairs, back to that dreadful feeling of uncertainty, of endless falling. She could still feel the wind in her hair, the pull of gravity, the metallic tang of fear. Each time she closed her eyes, she saw the steps vanishing beneath her. Then, on the way home, she took a different route, one that took her past an old, gnarled oak tree. And as she passed, she saw it. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but if she hadn't been so alert, she might have missed it altogether. There was a staircase hidden among the tree roots, its steps worn smooth by countless footsteps, leading upwards into the dense foliage. It was the same staircase. She knew it with every fiber of her being. The same staircase that had been calling to her in her dreams, pulling her towards it with invisible, inexorable force. She stood there, rooted to the spot, staring at the roots and the stairs, trying to piece together the fractured memories of her dreams. Who had climbed those stairs? Why? And where did they lead? With shaking hands, she reached out and touched the rough bark of the tree. Then slowly, hesitantly, she started to climb. At first, it was hard. The steps were uneven and loose beneath her feet. Sometimes she felt the ground shift and she had to scramble to keep her balance. But slowly, as she climbed higher and higher, something changed within her. The terror lifted and she began to relax. She found a rhythm in the climb. She discovered a new strength in her legs, a newfound grace in her movements. And then, as she neared the top, the air shifted. The thick, cloying atmosphere of the woods gave way to something lighter, fresher, sweeter. The oppressive tangle of branches parted and the sun broke through, warm and inviting. And then she stepped onto the last step and emerged, blinking into the open air. The world spread out before her, limitless, infinite, unending. And she realized with a jolt that this wasn't a place. Not really. This was a feeling. The feeling of limitless potential, of endless possibility, of freedom. Because at the top of the stairs, there was no more falling. She stood there for a long time, breathing in the sweet air, letting the sun warm her skin. And when she finally turned to go, she noticed something in the sky above. The clouds had parted to reveal a vast expanse of stars, bright and clear and sharp, unmarred by light pollution. Looking up at the infinite expanse of the universe, she felt a sense of peace settle over her. She understood now why she had climbed those stairs, why she had chased the feeling of falling. It wasn't about falling, it was about rising. And as long as she kept climbing, as long as she kept reaching for the stars, she would never stop rising. Also, a massive thank you to our supporters who make these videos possible.